Hey there, Naomi here with Mindful Self Development. And this is the follow up video to the limiting beliefs video that we talked about earlier. So, what are our limiting beliefs? Just a quick recap things like I can't, I shouldn't, I've tried. It's the negative stories we tell ourselves to keep us small, to keep us held back and not doing what we want to do. It instills fear, is what it does. It instills fear so we don't move forward. So I encouraged you to identify, actually become aware of your automatic thoughts and then to identify them. And it's a bonus if you want to follow up on them. Where did this come from? When did I start behaving this way? When did I start saying this story to myself? And you'll see changes in patterns, but I encourage everybody to kind of dig into your limiting beliefs to see where they came from, just for your own knowledge, because the faster you can knock them down, the easier it is to move on. So, what do we do with limiting beliefs? We challenge them. Okay, so I feel like part of challenging them is diving into them and finding out, where did you come from? When did this start happening? Um, and that's, again, just for your own, it's for your own inner being, to know. Because sometimes for me, it helps, like, oh, that's where that came from. Okay, it makes sense. And it's easier to drop it, kind of let it be. Um, so the next thing to do is say, well, what if? What if I am good enough? What if I am good enough to be a coach? What if I am good enough to have abundance? Um, what if you can do videos and be successful? Right? So, what if? What if you can? What if you are? So, you turn the negative, I'm sorry, my earbud. You turn the negative stories, the limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves, you stop them, like, oh, no. But what if I can? What if? And you can do it, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a limiting belief, but if, um, a negative thought comes up, well, what if? And turn it around to positive. So, what you're doing is you're reframing your negative thoughts, negative stories, negative beliefs, the automatic stories we tell ourselves subconsciously. You're reframing them into a positive story that you are going to tell yourself. And it's hard. It is not easy. It's like, as humans, we are, I feel like, naturally negative, naturally worried, naturally stressed. So, this is great for anxiety. And I used to, what if on the negative side of stuff, like, well, what if X happens? And my husband says, what if it doesn't? And so that really helped me kind of start to flip my mindset to, like, okay, wait a minute. Why am I like, well, what if all the negative happens when it's just as easily nothing could happen? So I use that for my anxiety as well. But typically, the limiting beliefs, the automatic stories that we're telling ourselves that are coming from our subconscious brain, we have to, one, become aware of them. Two, identify them. So you're going to name it, right? So you became aware that you had this limiting belief, and it said, I'm not good enough for X, whatever your limiting belief is, because there's more than one. And you're going to say, okay, limiting belief, where did you come from? And that will just sit in your brain. I don't really want you to journal about that immediately. Just kind of let that sit and resonate, in the back, because I think you'll get the answers that you need from there. And then you say, well, what if? Right? So become aware of it, identify it, kind of find out where it came from, and then challenge it. Well, what if you're not negative? What if this is not true? What if this is not true? That's really the key right there. What if it's not true? And that, what if I can do X? Okay. And you tell those stories to yourselves. You tell yourselves the good stories. All right. If you have any questions, if you're struggling with anything, if you need any further help, message me. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I answer all my own stuff, and I will see you later. Have a good day.